I'm Big Will Evanson, and it's time to talk sports. So after finishing last in the South Division in the first half of the season, the Jackalopes have flipped the script so far in this season's second half. With the other night's pivotal win over the Idaho Falls Chuckers in the knockout round, the Lopes stayed atop the standings. And here are the standings in the South. It's a complete flip from the first half. In first remains your Grand Junction Jackalopes at 4-2, and tied with the Lopes at 4-2 are the Vibes, who finished second to last in the first half of the season. Both the Lopes and the Vibes are 2 games ahead of everyone else. Still plenty of games to play, but for the moment, that 2-game lead is big. Why? Well, here's why. Lopes' next 6 games are against the team they are tied in first with, the Rocky Mountain Vibes. A great chance for the Lopes to really separate themselves in the division and get closer to the postseason. The first 3-game series begins in Colorado Springs tonight. Then on Friday, the Lopes will play their first home games in the second half of the season, and they'll stay home through next week. Following the weekend series with the Vibes, the No-Kill Owls will come to town before it'll be the Raptors at Saplesio next weekend. That will be the first time the Lopes have seen the Raptors since the first series of the season. That was all the way back before JUCO. The first game of a pivotal 6-game stretch with the Vibes begins tonight at 6:35. Well, it's a big week in Broncos country, folks. Players are set to report to Centura Health Training Facility today. And finally, training camp is set to begin on Friday in Centennial. Also, some excitement coming this week. The Broncos teased a new uniform that will be unveiled later today. Boy, that is exciting. But yesterday, a Broncos player made some headlines for the wrong reasons. The NFL announced that Broncos defensive lineman Eni Owuzurike has been suspended indefinitely for violating the league's gambling policies. The league said Owuzurike bet on NFL games during his rookie season last year. The former 4th-round pick in 2022 from Iowa State racked up 16 tackles in 8 games last season. Owuzurike will be eligible to apply for reinstatement no earlier than 1 year from today, meaning he won't be allowed to hit the field this season. The second-year lineman was expected to be a key depth piece for Denver this season and was angling for a significant jump in playing time, but that will unfortunately have to wait until next year. Owuzurike is now the 10th NFL player to be suspended for gambling just this offseason alone. Earlier this month, Broncos head coach Sean Payton gave his thoughts on the NFL's updated gambling policy.
The packet we received, we looked at, studied closely, and then we presented it in our own PowerPoint, and I probably had 20 minutes on it to really make sure everyone has it. Obviously, when policies change, it's our job to educate.
Well, it certainly will be interesting to see if the Broncos look to add more defensive linemen after the loss of Owuzurike. But as for the Broncos team as a whole, they'll put this behind them and begin to focus on preparing for a brand new season. Just 3 days to go until training camp begins, folks. We are so close, you can almost taste it. That's all my time for sports. I'm Big Will Evanson. More news is coming your way next.